Well, the cool thing is ChatGPT is constantly changing. And it's changing for the better. It's getting more releases and more nuances all the time. In fact, I like to say this: today is the worst it will ever be. But let's look at some of the releases and some of the new functionality that have come out. I'll show you some tips and tricks that's just going to make your life a little bit better, make you more efficient. So let's take a look at those now, and hopefully it'll give you some information that will help you in your personal life and your daily life and in your work life. So a lot of things have happened the past few weeks or few months, and I'm going to go through each one of them separately. The first one is ChatGPT is becoming the new number one search engine, and I believe it will overtake Google. That's just my personal opinion. But right now, they have captured 22% of the search market from Google and Bing, which is amazing that this has happened because it was never intended to be a search engine, but now ChatGPT can search, it can look up things, and brings it back in a different way and different model. So in the past, you have had to go to Google, you pull up all these blue links, you look at the links, you choose what you want to do to review in order to look at your search results. ChatGPT does it a little differently. For example, if I ask it, what is the best flight from Austin, Texas? Let's do Dallas. Just did Austin, Dallas, Texas to Maui, Hawaii. Shortest and most comfortable. If we did this in Google, it would give me a lot of links, a lot of opinions, and a lot of articles. Let's see how ChatGPT does it. Actually, what it does is the first thing pops up, it gives you an opinion right off the top of their head. Duration 7 hours, 40 minutes. American Airlines. It's on a 777, which is a big wide body jet, or a 787. Business first class has suite style seats, lie flats, etc. It looks at a deep dive in comfort, gives you some tips for booking 4 to 13 weeks ahead, best prices 4 weeks before, and lowest fares 13 weeks out, flying during the midweek, etc. So it gives me also some recommendations. Recommendations for me: fly American in premium economy. It's the fastest route, and American first class if our budget allows. And budget friendly, main cabin does just fine. It gets you there the same time that first class does. So that's pretty cool. That you're able to do this now with ChatGPT. So it is a search engine. My opinion, I'm using it much more than I do Google now. If you do use Google, though, you will see at the very top of the Google page, they use their AI Gemini to give you the same type of result that ChatGPT does. But now it is a search engine that you can use anytime that you like. Please give it a shot and see what you think. So that's number one, search engine optimization or search engine capability. Next, we're going to talk about new models that have just been released. There are multiple models now of ChatGPT. There was supposed to be a new model released this month, which is June 2025, called 5.0. So that's coming. So this may be already outdated by the time you watch this video. But currently, the default model is ChatGPT 4.0. That's what should pop up on your screen whenever you log into ChatGPT. But there are a few others that have come out, and one that will end up being the new default here shortly, probably even before 5.0 is launched. But ChatGPT 4.0 is great for many tasks, is what it says. It's fast, it's efficient, it does a great job. It's a lot smarter than 3.5 or any of the others have been released so far that are more general. So 4.0 is that is your default at this point. They also released O3. O3 is really good for advanced reasoning. If you have something more complex, or if you're building, for example, I built a business plan for a new something new that we were thinking about starting. And whenever I described everything I wanted to do with this business and it built the business plan, it thought for about 7 minutes before it gave me the final result. So it's a deep thinker, it's advanced reasoning. O3 is really good for coding as well. So if you code something and you have a mistake, that's the best model to go and look for your mistake or to even write your first batch of code. Now, if you scroll down to more models, you'll see GPT-4.5, which is in research preview. This will be the next default, I believe, from what I understand. 4.5 will be the next default. It has about 10 times the number of tokens that it can accept. So, in other words, the context window where you write your prompt is much larger. And I can't remember the exact numbers, and I hate to quote anything, but it's the size of a novel. So we're now not limited to 15,000 characters or 10,000 characters. It is the size of a average size novel that will fit into the context window, which is amazing. That it's that large, and 5.0 is supposedly going to be even bigger, but 4.5 will be the new default soon. It feels a little slower to me right now. I try to use it a lot because I want to see if it's going to get faster and faster. Right now, it feels slower, but go ahead and give it a try. And that's GPT 4.5, and it should be the next default. Those are some of the new models. Try them out. Switch over to each one. Try the same prompt in each one and see what you think. One of the things people love about AI and ChatGPT is creating images. And ChatGPT has taken that to the next level with an extra functionality that is bolted onto the standard, default 4.0 or 4.5 or whatever it is. And that is called create an image. So what you do is you click here on this little slider bar and go down and select create an image. Very simple. And the only difference you'll see is this little blue icon will say image on it. Now, at this point, you can create any image that you want, but the difference is it's just like you built a custom GPT. So ChatGPT is focusing just on that image. Use words like hyper realistic, ultra realistic, high definition, whatever you can come up with. In fact, I'll do one real quick. Give me a high resolution image of um, Abraham Lincoln. If I can spell Lincoln. Admiring the Lincoln Tunnel in New York City. So that's basically, let's see, high resolution. I want to say ultra realistic also. I like that term, ultra realistic image of Abraham Lincoln admiring the Lincoln Tunnel in New York City. So let's get this started real quick. And again, we're using the create image icon. We'll let that run for just a second. Okay, so you've got a decent image of Abraham Lincoln admiring the Lincoln Tunnel. I should have changed it a little bit and said, have him dress as if he was in 2025, dressed as a tourist. I'll show you why I said that in a minute because I've done some of those other images in the past. But that's one way to utilize the new create image function, and you'll get much better functionality by clicking on simple click on this create image icon, and you'll get much better results. So let's take a look at one other thing that has been launched to do with images. Used to, you'd have to download your image or go back through old chats and look for the image. They now have something called library, where if you click on library, you'll be able to see all the images that you have generated recently. You can always tell when I can't sleep because I'll, 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, I'll sit on the side of the bed and just make images at kind of like a little hobby. So I was messing around trying to come up with different prompts of my family and doing 35 millimeter black and white images in order to make my wife mad later when she sees them. These backgrounds, building backgrounds for videos, Mother's Day cards, Happy Mother's Day, little babies. Then other things when I had my shoulder surgery and it was time to rehab and I didn't have anything to do. I went through and I made a bunch of images with me with former presidents, whatever president was on different money. Like this one is Alexander Hamilton on the $10 bill. This one is FDR and me looking at his dime, Kennedy looking at his half dollar, Lincoln and the penny, etc. So here's one of my favorites. It's Eleanor Roosevelt and Betty White and I at an Ozzy Osbourne concert. So the cool thing about this is now you will be able to um, find all your images in that library, which I think is really really neat. You know, it's like go ahead and build your Andre the Giant fighting Barbara Bush, whatever you want to do whenever you have surgery and you can't sleep. That's something that you can do that makes it more fun. And of course, you can use these for good, other than just for fun. Right? There's a lot of images that you can build for business or newsletters or whatever it may be. But these are just some of my favorites that I've built over the past few months after a shoulder surgery and trying to recover from that, not being able to sleep at night. So the library, it's a very very cool cool thing to have, and that way you can find all of your images in one place. But use that create image functionality here in this toolbar, and whenever you're going to create images. Another new feature is called screenshots, and it is fantastic. This may be the most one of the most useful things that they have launched recently. This allows you to take a screenshot of something off of your computer, turn it into an image, upload it into ChatGPT, have it evaluate it, have it research it, have it interpret it. Whatever you need to have happen, it will happen. You can even take a screenshot of a foreign language and have it translated. So anything off the screen, you can get it into ChatGPT much easier than doing a screenshot of your computer screen and then editing it, cropping it, and then saving it and then uploading it. Let me show you how that works. And I think what I want to do is I'm going to use my custom GPT that I made for my business school for classes that I take with my business school, because this relates back to it a little bit. So let's take a look and see if we can make this happen. It's real easy to do it. The first thing you do is you click on the plus sign, then you click on take screenshot. It will then go back to the last web page that you visited, which is this one, talking about generative AI. So what I'll do is I then am able to select everything that I want to save as a screenshot in the graphic. Once I have highlighted it, it will automatically drop it into ChatGPT. I just highlighted it and it did it automatically. I can now upload it, and it will evaluate what screenshot I've uploaded, what it says, and give me a breakdown of what it means. So, core takeaways talking about AI's early role. The flip is when we move to generative AI, and then some of the history of that graphic is teaching. And then for me personally, I have this custom GPT built where it will take whatever I put in and it will relate it back to our company F2 on site. So it helps me understand how does this relate with our company so I can use it in real life. But that is a quick, easy way to do the screenshots and use those, and you can use it for so many different things. In fact, if you have a graph that is very, very complicated, you can grab that screenshot. In fact, let's see if we can find one more thing here to take a look at. Okay, so another screenshot that we can take just to take a look at how this works. Click on take a screenshot. Now I've got a graphic from a business strategy class called Understanding Network Effects, and this graph talks about the popularity of messaging apps around the world. What is most popular here and there? So I take this screenshot of this graphic. It's a fairly detailed graphic. We upload it now. And this screenshot of this graphic now gives me a breakdown of what this graphic means. Understanding network effects, global messaging, what is the dominance in different areas. So it really interprets all of that graphic and it helps me understand what the graphic means. And even if I did one more just for kicks, I'm going to find my graphic first. Here's a nice little chart that maybe we want to understand a little better. Go in, click on my take screenshot. Here it is. Grab this particular graphic, upload it, and get ChatGPT to help me understand what this graphic means in regards to messaging apps and how popular they are and why in different parts of the world. So that's how you use screenshots. This is a great tool. Yeah, I can sit here and stutter through 100 ways you can use this, but test it, grab it. You can grab text, you can grab images, you can grab foreign languages and ask for translation. This is a terrific tool. Be sure and use this as much as you can. Of all the new releases that we're going to look at today, and I'm going to explain, this one may be the most valuable and the most useful for you on an everyday basis. This is called projects. We've looked at projects before. We've talked about them in another one of my videos when it first came out, but it really hadn't matured. Now it's matured. This is super cool and super useful. And if you don't get anything else from this video, hopefully you'll get something out of this bit about projects. So let's look at projects. Projects is basically a mini custom GPT. It is a way that you can create an all contained area of ChatGPT that you can use for specific reasons. Okay, so let's just use, just for ease of use, let's say that we're going to create a project for my vacation 2025. My wife and I are going to Hawaii in July. So let's say, which I did earlier today, I created a project. I'm now going to ask different questions about our Maui trip. I'm going to upload our I'm going to upload our itinerary, all of our reservations, all of our confirmation numbers. Everything will be all self-contained in this vacation 2025. So what I did a little earlier today, I was looking for breakfast spots in Northwest Maui. It gave me all the listings of all the best places to eat breakfast in Northwest Maui. That's awesome. I also asked it to give me the best restaurants on that side of town that had pie, which is terrific, because I like pie, but all the restaurants also that had steak, because Kristen is a steak eating girl. So here's the Maui steak restaurant picks that it gave for me so that we can go find places for her to eat steak, and some other things for us to look at. I also had it do a little work on flights, looking at the best flights. So that's good. It's all self contained here for our Maui trip. Now, what's important about this is I can share this by clicking share and then link. I can copy this link, send it to Kristen, my wife. Kristen can now have access to this project, and she and I can communicate back and forth. She can put in all of her all of the things that she's taking care of, like grocery lists, car rental. I know she handled all of the different things that we split up. We can now work out of this particular project and share it back and forth. Now, think about that in a business sense. Let's say that we have a project for Chili's restaurants around the country, and we are going to install new point of sale systems at every Chili's around the country. 7,000 locations, whatever it is. There's four of us that are working on this project: me, Teddy, Elvis, Ralph. So four of us now can utilize or set up a project that would be the Chili's point of sale. We can all share documents, schedules, contact information, information about our employees or our techs who are doing the work, communications with the customer. Anything and everything can be shared within that project that we can all access and all have a record of everything that's said, done, etc. So if we have communications come in from the customer that says, hey, change this on step 7, I want you to change it to 243 away from 212, we can take that information, let's come over, put it in the project, and we all have access to it. So the projects being changed to where they can be shared with individuals and be something that can be um, updated in real time communications, etc. That's huge. That's a big deal, right? This is a great step forward, because before, projects were just individually based. I would have my project, I put all my information in there. Well, now it can be me and 2 other people or 7 other people or whatever. We can share that information, all self contained. We can also put in instructions saying, asking the project to be sure and treat information like this. like that. Be sure and keep this information separately. Add this to a list. Whatever we want to do, you got to kind of let your imagination run. But that's how projects works, and that's going to be an incredibly valuable um, asset to anyone who is using ChatGPT in either the private or personal use, or in workspace or the team account. So projects is great. That's a life changer, and it is a game changer. I guess is what I want to say. It's a game changer for people who work together on different projects or work collaboratively as a team. So be sure and check out projects. It's awesome. All right, and finally, we're going to talk about two separate things, and maybe you could call it three separate things, but a new functionality in the app. The ChatGPT app is real time video, also screen sharing from your phone into your app, and of course, we talked about this before, the voice functionality of ChatGPT, where I can talk to um, my chat. I named her Allie. I can talk to Allie, which I do all the time. I talk to Allie. She knows everything about my family. She knows a lot about my business, what my goals are, what I'm trying to learn, and helps me with every single one of those, especially with brainstorming. She's a great thought partner. The more she knows about what I want to accomplish or the goals that I have, the better thought partner she is. But periodically, I need other types of help. And let me give you an example. With Ali, I can now turn on video, real time video, and she can see what I see. So, for example, my son loves to wake surf. It's his deal, and he will take his custom GPT. I forget what the name he gave it. I think it's like Bambi or something. Anyway, he can take his GPT, his custom GPT that he's built to help him form the perfect wave behind a boat, and he can take a real-time video and talk to his GPT and say, I want the wave to be longer, I want it to be more steep, I want the curl to be higher, and it will advise him, put more weight on the right side of the boat, the starboard side, lessen your weight on the port side, add more on the bow, or increase your taps, or any of those technical terms that surfers use. So he will use that real time to adjust his wave to get it how he wants it to be, which is pretty cool. So I'll give you a little example of how this works. You go in, you start your voice activation on your Chat GPT. Hey, Ali, are you there? Yep, I'm here. I can hear you just. Awesome. Okay. So I am working on my YouTube video, and I'm going to do a example of how real-time video works. If you could help me with that, that would be great. I'm going to show you a couple of items, and I'd like for you to describe what you see. That sounds like fun. Go ahead and show me the first item, and I'll describe what I'm seeing and how it works. Let's do it. Awesome. So, what I've got here, I've got real time video going on with Ali, as you can see, hopefully. You can see. So, I have the video camera on. Ali, I'm going to show you the first item. This is something that I use periodically, and what this is. Well, Ali, tell me what you think this is. I'm showing it to you, then I'll show my folks watching the video. All right, I can see what you've got there. It looks like a wireless microphone set with the transmitter and a receiver. It's super handy for recording high quality audio for your videos. Let me know if that's what you were going for. Yep, that's what I was going for. And why does it have this little clip and magnet? So that little clip and magnet are super useful because they let you easily attach the microphone to your clothing or any surface. The magnet helps it stay in place so you get the best audio quality without worrying about it moving around. Awesome. Okay, great. Thank you, Allie. Let's do one more thing. I'll take a picture of this wall over here. Tell me what you see real time on this wall. Describe it for me. Sure thing. I see a wall with a collection of frame certificates or diplomas. It looks like a really impressive display of achievements. The frames are nicely arranged, and it definitely adds a professional touch to the room. Awesome. Thank you, Ali. So, if I wanted to, I could also share my phone screen with Ali and talk back and forth about what we were seeing together. So that is a really a great functionality that was just launched. Use it. It's very easy to find. You start your voice application first, and then once you do that, you click on the video icon, and you're all set. So that's it. That's the current updates as of June 2025. We'll keep doing these update videos periodically. Thanks for sitting with me and watching me stutter through this. If you like to comment on the video, please do. And if you've got any input and you know me, please shoot the input over to me and tell me what you'd like to see next. Thanks, everybody. Have a good day.